And a good morning to you and a happy Thursday. It is the 19th day of May 2022. It might not feel like May, however, with temperatures in the upper 30s in some of our areas here in north central Washington and snow in the mountains. What? Wait a minute. We're getting into late May here. What the heck is going on? Well, we'll talk about that. We'll get you the latest news. I've got sports for you. And yes, I'm filling in for Dan Kuntz today. My name is Eric Granstrom. Thank you for joining us for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Now, before Dan got a little bit ill for today, he was able to get up to Leavenworth and talk with the Women with Dangerous Women, an interesting play that's coming to Leavenworth this weekend. He'll have Rhona and Stacy Coronado joining him later on this morning here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. But first, let's talk about what's happening around the valley with our Valley View cameras. We're in a little bit of a thrash here this morning. Our computer system and cameras and everything else decided to freeze right before we started the show, so forgive us. This is, of course, our first view of the valley, and oh yes, it's a Chamber of Commerce type of day with the lush green hills for the time being and our sun skies and maybe a few clouds today, maybe a little breeze this morning as well. You can see the riffles there on the Columbia River south of the South End Bridge. Good morning, Wenatchee and East Wenatchee and Sunny Slope. Hello and welcome to your Thursday. Thanks to Sky-Fi Wireless Network for providing us our Valley View cameras. We'll go to camera 2, and it will show us a view of mountains and sky and a little sun streak. Where is this? You're at? Valley High. Okay, Valley High. Okay, Blewett Pass area this morning, and yeah, you can see that the rains and snows and our wet spring has certainly helped with the lush green up on Blewett Pass as well. Camera 3 this morning, thanks to Localtel Sky-Fi Wireless Network, will take us to a beautiful view of Chelan. This is looking across at Chelan from McNeil Canyon, right? Okay, this is looking down above Waterville and across to Chelan Falls and that area there. That's a gorgeous view of Chelan this morning. It looks like the lake is just, how's it being held back by that ridge of rock there? Actually, that's quite a thick area for Chelan. But good morning to Lake Chelan and Chelan Falls this morning and the community of Rondo. All right, camera 4 will take us. You see a little shake of the camera there. We do have some winds in our forecast today. This is a gorgeous view up high in the mountains and Natapoc Ridge up around Lake Wenatchee area. In fact, you can see just a sliver of lake there in the middle of the screen. I think that's just the edge of Lake Wenatchee, isn't it, Uriah? Okay, yeah, so that's what we're looking at there. But you can see off to the left, upper left of the screen, that looks like fresh snow. Yeah, it is, because the National Weather Service is saying that snow in the mountains. 19th of May. How about that? So that's our Valley View cameras this morning here from, thanks to Localtel's Sky-Fi Wireless Network. And there you go, Mountain Pass snow today in the mornings. Get that. Stevens Pass 3 to 6 inches. Washington Pass, they just opened Highway 20 and they've had a heck of a time trying to keep it open. 4 to 7 inches of new snow today. Oh, Lord. So if you're heading over the mountains, you might wait a little bit because, they've pretty much told the plow drivers, you got the year up. Well, no, not quite yet. So just give yourself a little extra time if you can to get over the high elevations in Washington. Now, as far as our forecast is concerned for the Wenatchee Valley today, we're going to see some breezy winds again with the gusts up to possibly 30 miles an hour. 61 are high today with the sunshine mixed in. Tonight, we're looking at clear skies, low down to 43 with still the breezes continuing. Until you get the snow off of Mission Ridge, you're going to get that breeze here in the springtime. Tomorrow, sunny early, clouds possibly later, a slight chance of rain, a little bit of everything tomorrow for a finally Friday. But warming up, 67 for the high tomorrow. 46 will be the overnight low tomorrow night, and then we'll get into Saturday with cloudy skies and a chance of rain, maybe even some thunder showers on Friday night and Saturday. 67 for the high Saturday. Things much better on Sunday, and that's going to start a trend for us. We're going to finally start to warm up. Holy cow. 73 on Sunday with some sunshine, 74 Monday, look at that, all the way up to 77 by Wednesday of next week. So finally getting into some warmish temperatures and more spring-like. I was joking with somebody last weekend. I said, well, we're going to go right from spring, skip it, and go right to summer. maybe a little bit of spring in our forecast next week as we wrap up the month of May. Currently 41 in downtown Wenatchee outside our studios at 8 minutes past the hour. We'll take a quick break, come back, and get you the latest local news. Coming up next is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for a Thursday. We'll be back right after this.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has hot tubs in stock now. Spas are scientifically proven to improve sleep and ease arthritis pain. Let us help you find the perfect spa today. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa is helping families reconnect, one hot tub at a time.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. We know that as new parents, you have a lot of decisions to make. At CVCH, we have a team of caring pediatricians and family medicine providers who love to take care of newborns. As you're making that decision of where you'd like to go, we hope that you'll consider coming to CVCH, where any of the providers you choose would care for your baby as if it was one of their own.
Little sunshine, little breeze, and 43 outside the studios of the NCW Life Channel. Filling in for Dan Kuntz, I'm Eric Granstrom with your latest local news this morning. A woman was killed yesterday morning in a one-vehicle accident on the Malaga-Alcoa Highway. Chelan County Sheriff's Office Chief Chris Foreman said that before 4 a.m. they received a report of an erratic driver on the highway, and shortly after a report on the wreck. Malaga-Alcoa Highway is the location. Unidentified woman in her early 40s was ejected from the vehicle after it left the roadway near the intersection with Lower Hedges Road between South Wenatchee and Malaga. She was declared dead at the scene. Foreman said after leaving the roadway, the vehicle went about 15 feet down an embankment and bounced off a large tree before becoming wedged next to another large tree. Traffic on the highway was reduced to one lane following the accident. In Chelan County and Washington State Patrol investigators were on the scene throughout most of the morning yesterday. Well, an Ephrata man will do 11 years of federal prison time for his part in a methamphetamine trafficking scheme. Raimundo Garcia was initially arrested by local police in 2020 for managing cockfights on his ranch property. That raid found evidence of drug dealing, and 13 birds were seized and euthanized. Garcia, who's now 59, pleaded guilty last year to engaging in a conspiracy to distribute 50 or more grams of meth, in which he used his ranch as a drug marketplace. He has 2 prior federal convictions for drug trafficking and firearms possessions. Well, a 32-year-old woman was arrested for second-degree arson after allegedly starting a brush fire that burned about an acre Tuesday evening in Ephrata. About 6:45 in the evening, the Ephrata Police Department received 3 reports of a woman starting brush on fire at Highway 282 and Airport Street. Arrested a short distance away was Clinta Hernandez, who police said matched witness descriptions of the woman seen setting the fire. Grant County Fire District 13 was quickly able to contain the blaze, which was on rangeland owned by the Port of Ephrata. Police said the property is adjacent to the Ephrata Gun Club and was burning in the direction of the gun club buildings when it was extinguished. Well, Douglas County has a brand new elected office to vote for and a new candidate on the ballot to run in. Tanner Bateman of East Wenatchee is a deputized coroner for the Douglas County Prosecutor Attorney's Office, which has handled death investigations for decades. Now, because the county now has more than 40,000 people, according to the census, state law requires those investigations be conducted by an elected officer. Bateman, who's 32, has handled about 220 death investigations for the county. He spoke with NCW Life about his candidacy.
Well, I interned at the Kittitas County Coroner's Office for essentially 2 years while I was going to school at Central and worked part-time at a funeral home as well there. So right now I've been the deputy coroner for a year and 5 months. They kind of hired me with the plans that this was becoming a new office and wanted to have someone kind of build up the office since we were transitioning from the prosecuting attorney model to an actual standalone coroner. it's never pleasant to have to go notify somebody that their loved one passed away. And so that can be a difficult conversation, and it always kind of is tough because you're delivering the worst news possible, really. And so that can be tough. But in the end, families tend to appreciate it. So it's nice when we do our job and the families thank you for helping them out along the difficult process. And so that kind of makes up for it. But there's a couple things that just aren't the most pleasant.
10 minutes after the hour as news continues here for this Thursday morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Chelan County Sheriff Brian Burnett has an opponent in his latest re-election campaign. Sheriff's Deputy Mike Morrison filed this week to challenge the three-term sheriff for the office. Morrison is 41 years old. He joined the department in 2014, and he's currently president of the union that represents deputies in employment negotiations with Chelan County. He previously worked with the Omak Police Department. The Chelan County Sheriff oversees a force of about 40 deputies and 15 civilian staff. The deadline for candidates to file for office is coming up this Friday. In other news this morning, 2 Methow Valley towns now have state money to create action plans for their housing needs. Twisp and Winthrop each received $25,000 from the Washington Department of Commerce to design strategies for housing crisis, which has led to a shortage of more than 225,000 housing units in the state. The Growth Management Act now requires communities to plan for housing that's affordable to all economic segments. Twisp and Winthrop are among 28 towns throughout the state to receive such grants. Well, a portion of the Methow Wildlife Area has been closed to the public to protect a pair of nesting sandhill cranes. The Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife said a 240-acre section of Big Valley units will remain closed throughout the end of September to protect the cranes, which are an endangered species here in Washington. It is the only documented pair of sandhill cranes ever in the Methow Valley. Fish and Wildlife said the cranes first showed up in the area last year and hatched 2 colts or baby cranes, but neither survived. The cranes returned this year to almost the same nesting area. That's a check of your latest local news. Of course, we have more coming up tonight on the evening news. Jefferson Robinson will be filling in for Grant Olson on the newscast. And I guess since Dan's out today, I'll be taking care of your weather forecast. That comes your way at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock here on the NCW Life Channel, your local news source. And if you see something that's happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can get a hold of us by the routes on the bottom of your screen. You can email us directly at news@ncwlife.com. You can also reach out to our phone line at 888-NCWL. That's 888-8295. You can also get a hold of us through our website at ncwlife.com, or go ahead and look us up on Facebook. You can message us directly through our Facebook page as well. About 13 minutes past the hour here at Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'll be back with sports news, your obscure holiday. Ooh, a delicious one today. And we're going to talk about a fast horse and some dangerous women. It's all coming up on a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley.
I'm here at Boswell's Home Furnishings to announce one of their newest lines of furniture, Builtwell, an amazing local furniture maker in Oregon.
Hi, can I help you?
I was just telling my friends.
About Builtwell? They have exquisite craftsmanship, superior construction. I love their designs. Builtwell is a great addition to the wide selection of quality furniture you'll find here at Boswell's.
Boswell's Furniture on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
A sun-splashed start to our Thursday. A few clouds in the forecast, also some wind, but not near as much as yesterday. But the winds are kind of precipitating some weather coming in tonight and tomorrow with some showers, maybe even thunder showers. Currently 43 in downtown Wenatchee. At 15 minutes past the hour, sports news here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Well, the Mariners managed to salvage the final game of that three-game set with Toronto thanks to 3 home runs and fabulous pitching by Marco Gonzalez. Seattle scored the game's first run on a sac fly in the first inning, and then added on with homers by Cal Raleigh, Ty France, and Abraham Toro. Marco pitched 6 innings to earn his second win as the Mariners leave for Boston on a winning note.
Soft fly ball. Hernandez comes over to make the catch. Frazier tags. He sprints home. Jesse Winker a sacrifice fly. 4 batters in. The Mariners grab a 1-0 lead on Kevin Gausman and the Blue Jays.
The pitch. And the call goes the Blue Jays' way, and that walk is going to bring in a run. Boy, that's about where Gonzalez wanted to throw it. He didn't get the call. And again, a very calm, mature approach, Tabby, by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. in that bat.
Second time through now, you can see him just taking that pitch. He said, I'm going to let it travel a little bit more.
Cal Raleigh sends a bolt deep out to left center. Springer watching, it's gone! Cal Raleigh's second dinger of the trip. It's the first given up this year by Kevin Gausman. Raleigh takes him yard, and he puts the Mariners in front 2-1 in the 5th inning. And steps France. He slugs this out to left center field. He put a charge into it. Ty France out of the yard. Home run. Number 6 on the season. And that was a tracer. Mariners get a little breathing room here in the 7th. It's a 4-1 lead.
And that's how you protect that leg.
I'll take my time.
Yeah, take your time. Exit velo of 107.
Hammered down the right field line. This is into the corner, and this is over the wall for a home run. Abraham Toro with a tracer to right field. It's his 5th of the season. He comes back to his native land and goes deep. It's a 5-1 lead in the 9th inning. Chopping left side. Crawford has it, pumps a low throw. France digs it out, and the ball game is over.
Nice way to win and move on. Seattle begins the first of a 4-game series in Boston this afternoon at 4:10. Seattle and Texas gained a little ground on the American League West leaders with wins yesterday. Rangers outlasted the Angels in 10 innings by a final of 6-5. Meanwhile, Houston fell to Boston 5-1. Minnesota blasted Oakland 14-4. Astros lead in the West remains a game over Los Angeles, 6 in front of Texas, and now 7 in front of Seattle. Well, Eastmont's soccer season came to an end in the first round of the State 4A playoffs last night. The Wildcats had the lead early but couldn't hold on. Bellarmine Prep came from behind to win 2-1 the final. Another first-round game with local implications. Issaquah beat Puyallup 4-2 in penalty kicks to advance to the quarterfinals. Issaquah will play at Wenatchee in the Apple Bowl Saturday afternoon. That time will be determined later today when the athletic directors for the schools can talk to each other. Manson's season came to an end yesterday in a State AB play-in game. Trojans fell at Vashon Island 3-0. Seattle Academy down Riverside 2-1 to advance to the first round of the state tournament. They'll play at Quincy Friday night at 6. Vashon Island will be Cascade's opponent in the Apple Bowl Friday at 6. Bridgeport's game against the Bush School on Friday will be at 8 o'clock Friday night in Sammamish. Well, Wenatchee qualified its golf team for state yesterday at the District 6 4A tournament at Apple Tree Golf Course. Second day of 2 days of action. West Valley captured the team title with Wenatchee's second, 24 strokes back. Eastmont took third. Medalist was West Valley's Trey LeCheminot. He was fantastic. What did he shoot? A 73 and a 74 over the 2 days. Freddie, meanwhile, the District 5-6 2A champion with a win yesterday. Max Hewitt led the way for the Tigers as medalist. Othello was second, East Valley third, and Sela fourth. Well, a Tiger of a different stripe stands atop the District 6 1B track and field meet. That's right. Ediat captured the title yesterday, scoring 155 points. Waterville Mansfield was second at 125. Riverside Christian was third. Well, the district champion will be crowned today in the District 6 2B softball tournament. Okanagan hosts Lake Roosevelt for the title. This afternoon at 4:30. At the same time, Brewster is hosting Tonasket in a loser-out game. The winner between the Bears and Tigers will play at the loser of Okanagan and Lake Roosevelt Saturday for a last chance at state. Well, Wenatchee make that 15. Wenatchee High School seniors announced their athletic intentions in college during a ceremony last night. It was part of the Booster Club signing ceremony in which the athletes thanked their supporters.
My name is Luke Byer. Going to PLU to play baseball this year. First of all, I'd like to thank my family and my parents just for all the countless hours they've put into driving me to Bellevue for games and trainings and just really supporting me. Without you guys, none of this would be possible.
Hello, my name is Johnny. I'm going to Carroll College to go play football. First, I want to thank my family for being my biggest support system and my mom and dad for being my biggest role models. Without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do.
I'm going to Wenatchee Valley to play volleyball just to, continue the next 2 years. And yeah, that's about it. I want to thank my family and my coach, Marty McMahon. She is not here, and that's okay. But yeah, thank you, everyone.
I'm Camden Lloydhammer. I'm going to play football at Central. I'd like to thank my parents first because I wouldn't be here without them. They pushed me to get to where I am. And Mom, you picked me up after practice every day when I was a kid, all that. So thank you.
My name is Joe, and I will be continuing playing collegiate soccer at Wenatchee Valley College. I would like to thank my parents for always pushing me to do my best.
Yeah, I'm Tyler Skyleman, going to Wenatchee Valley to play baseball. The end goal is to study kinesiology and human performance and become a physical therapist. I really just want to thank all my family, especially my parents and my two brothers. Just always been there to support me and kind of push me through any obstacles that were in my way.
Hi, my name is Mason Moore. I will be going to Eastern Washington University next year. I'd just like to thank my parents for all they've given me and all the support for all the hours that I've been out of the house. And my coaches, especially Chrissy. None of this would be possible without her.
My name is Abby Black, and I'll be going to NNU, or Northwest Nazarene in Idaho. And I'll be continuing to study kinesiology or sports medicine. I'd love to thank my parents for everything that they've done for me, all the endless trips to Spokane for club and then all the practices, and for my coaches, for Marty McMahon and all the other high school coaches, and and for you, Mr. Beeson, for all you've done for our team and our school.
I'm Lars Sorum. I'm going to Bowdoin College. I will be cross-country skiing and running track and studying environmental science. I would like to thank my parents. First off, all the trips to cross-country meets, skiing, negative 15-degree weather, they're always out there cheering.
Hi, I'm Kelsey McKay. I'm going to University of Idaho to continue my dive career, and I'm going to study psychology. First, I would like to thank my parents. They've done everything for me, literally anything I've asked, they've came through and done it, and I cannot thank them enough for all of their endless support.
I'll be going to Whitworth. I'll be studying health sciences with an emphasis in pre-med. I have a lot of people to thank for me being here today. My coaches through club soccer, high school, my various academies, my parents, both of you, biggest fans throughout my career so far.
Hi, I'm Emily Eckert. I will be going to Peninsula College to continue playing soccer. Tonight I would like to thank my parents and all of my family who have been there supporting me in rain, snow, whatever. They're always there.
Hi, my name is Ashley Willoughby. I'm going to Northwest Nazarene University to play golf, and I'm majoring in nursing. And I really want to thank my parents for taking me to all the out-of-town tournaments and being there to watch all the tournaments through the 6 hours that they are.
Hi, I'm Kiara Scheib, and I'm going to Peninsula College to further my soccer career and hopefully start my career in nursing. First off, I'd like to thank my parents, especially my mom, for always being my biggest supporters, and Mom's always picking me up when I'm down and telling me I can do it no matter what.
So I'm Ireland Branham, and I'm going to go to Whitworth University to play volleyball and study on the pre-med track. I'm going to read mine because I wrote it out and I don't want to forget anything. So I just want to thank those who have impacted my volleyball journey, whether that be the people that taught me to underhand serve, the ones that challenged me, or the ones that helped me get to the next level. I want to give a special thank you to my parents, my family, my volleyball family, my coach and my previous coaches, my best friends in WHS athletics.
You can see the entire ceremony tonight at 9 o'clock after soccer, or tomorrow night at 9 after soccer right here on the NCW Life channel. We'll also have it posted on our Facebook page and our website later on this afternoon. 25 minutes past the hour here on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Looking at some sunshine this morning, a few clouds today, and a little breezy, not nearly as windy as yesterday, reaching up into the 60s today. We're at 43 in downtown. Before we get any further, before we get to our obscure holiday and all that kind of fun stuff, when I host the show for Dan, I like to do a morning slurp, so grab your cup of Joe, whatever you got going this morning, to get you ready for a Thursday, day before the weekend. Let's have a morning slurp together, shall we? Here we go. Slurping orange juice doesn't work very well, by the way. Just milk. Also, milk. My wife is not a big fan of milk, as she calls it. Slurping milk, not so much. All right, obscure holiday. We had a bunch to choose from. May 19th, I didn't know this, National Devil's Food Cake Day. So what's the difference between devil's food cake and chocolate cake? Well, chocolate cake lovers throughout the country and around the world know devil's food cake is that heavenly chocolate cake that differs from regular chocolate cake because it's darker, tends to be more moist and airy. Devil's food cake recipes use hot or boiling water as the primary liquid. I didn't know that either. Cocoa typically utilized in the batter as opposed to chocolate, and coffee can be added for a distinctive flavor. A delicious chocolate frosting usually accompanies that cake. What is chocolatey, light, decadent, and moist? Well, devil's food cake, of course. Today is the celebration of this delicious dessert, which is considered the counterpart to the classic white angel food cake. Devil's food cake has a unique light and moist texture. Here we go, that moist again. It sets apart from other chocolate cakes. The recipe calls for quite a bit of baking soda, and we've mentioned boiling water instead of milk. Both of these ingredients contribute to the fluffiness of this confection. Devil's food cake first appeared in the United States in the early 1900s, quite similar to red velvet cake, and names are often interchangeable in some parts of the country. To celebrate National Devil's Food Cake Day, get yourself a devil's food cake. Cake. You know, I am not such a big cake fan. I can do cake maybe once a year. That's about it. I like a pie better. All right, this day in history. It was on this date in 1848, 174 years ago. Mexico ratified the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, thus ending the Mexican-American War and ceding California, Nevada, Utah, and parts of 4 other modern-day U.S. states to the United States for $15 million. Pretty cheap in today's standards. Treaty called for the U.S. to pay $50 million in U.S. money to Mexico to pay off the claims of American citizens against Mexico, up to $5 million. It gave the United States the Rio Grande as a boundary for Texas, and gave the U.S. ownership of California and large area comprising roughly half of New Mexico, most of Arizona, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. Mexicans in those annexed areas had the choice of relocating to within Mexico's new boundaries or receiving American citizenship with full civil rights. So on this date in 1973, 49 years ago, Secretariat wins the second leg of the Triple Crown at the Preakness Stakes in 1 minute 53 seconds, a record that still stands.
And they're off for the early lead. That's Deadly Dream on the outside, a Taj. Then it's also Torsion on the outside. They're coming by us. It's a Taj getting it, and he's moving away by about 2.5 as they pass the stands. Settling into second, Torsion. Sham has good position, third on the rail. It's another 3 lengths back, Deadly Dream. Then Our Native, and Secretariat is last again as they move into the first turn. They're into the turn. A Taj has it by 2 lengths. Torsion second by a length, and then Sham third. Sham under an easy hold right now, but here comes Secretariat. He's moving fast, and he's going to the outside. He's going for the lead, and it's right now he's looking for it. Ronnie Turcotte sends him alongside a Taj. Here we have it. A Coley-Taj is the leader, but Secretariat is right alongside. Secretariat by 2 lengths. Sham driving second. There's a strong left-handed whip again by Pinkai. He goes to it time and time again, but Ronnie Turcotte has his whip put away, and Secretariat has him put away. He's beginning to draw away. It is Secretariat. He's coming to the wire. He wins it by 2.5, almost 3. Sham an easy second. Our native third. A Coley-Taj fourth. Deadly Dream fifth. And Torsion is sixth. And it was a powerhouse race again by the big, strong Secretariat.
One of the best sports movies of all time, by the way, Secretariat. Timing of the race was questioned as the official clock malfunctioned and the official timer recorded a result slower than that recorded by clockers for the Daily Racing Forum, who maintained that Secretariat had set a record. The dispute was not resolved until 2012. A newer technology allowed for the forensic review of videotapes and an accurate calculation of the actual time, which was formally recorded a minute 53, a record time for the race still standing as of a couple of years ago. Today in history. We go to birthdays? Are we at birthdays yet? Okay. Sorry, lost track this morning. 1944, Peter Mayhew, English-American actor, was born. He died at the age of 74 in 2019. At 7 foot 3 inches tall, the actor was immediately cast as Chewbacca after he stood up to greet George Lucas. George was looking for a big dude, and there he found it. Also born on this date, Andrei Rene Roussimoff, otherwise known as Andre the Giant. He did not live very long, 46 years of age. He was 7 feet 4 inches, 520 pounds. He was a big fella. Hall of Famer, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Pete Townsend was born on this date, and he is still alive, and he's celebrating his 77th birthday today. Hello, Mr. Townsend. Also, Archie Manning celebrating his 73rd birthday. Archie, of course, the father of Cooper Manning and former NFL quarterbacks Peyton Manning and Eli Manning. Peyton and Eli have each won 2 Super Bowls. Archie, of course, had the dubious honor of quarterbacking the New Orleans Saints back in the day. Archie Manning celebrating his 77th birthday today. Or 73rd birthday, I should say. Also, the little girl that's on the top of the skidder hood there with yours truly, isn't that some great pants from the 1970s? My sister Sonia is having a birthday today. Sonia is, well, I'm not going to say how old she is. She's younger than I remember vividly riding next to her in the car on the way home when she was born. I was 3. I looked over at this little smelly thing next to me in the seat thinking, well, boys' clubhouse with me and my brother is over. Sure enough, a year later, she tore down my favorite J.P. Patches poster on the wall in our shared bedroom. It was, well, why we left it above her crib, I'm not sure. She ripped it down, tore it up. Since then, I've learned to love my little smelly sister, and she doesn't smell so bad anymore. Happy birthday to my sister, Sonia. 32 minutes past the hour. Still to come, we've got Dan, before he became ill, got a chance to get up to Leavenworth and talk with Rhona Barron and Stacy Coronado with Dangerous Women. We'll get that for you. Mike Magnotti with his little opinion. But first, we have a Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Today, we meet a very special guinea pig named Pig Pig.
My name is Amber Hellberg. I'm the development manager for the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and today we're going to talk about Pig Pig. Pig Pig is a guinea pig that is 3 years old, and he is blind, so he's a little bit of a unique guinea pig. Some of the special things that you have to kind of keep in mind with him is that with handling him, you need to kind of do it on his terms since he is blind and he's a little bit more sensitive. But I can assure you that he is a very cuddly boy once you pick him up, and he will love you. We just love him here at the shelter. He's so cuddly and kind. So the reason why Pig Pig is blind is because he was not given proper nutrition when he was previously owned. And so some of the things that guinea pigs eat are going to be fresh vegetables. So I know here at the shelter we've been giving Pig Pig spinach and Brussels sprouts and zucchini. He loves zucchini. So those are some of the things that Pig Pig would need to eat in order to have a healthy diet. We try to set up his kennels so that they are set up the same way every day, so he knows how to navigate and get around. He knows exactly where his little igloo is. He knows exactly how to get in between the two kennels that he has so he can get his food and his water, and knows where his food and water are. And that's going to be very important for Pig that he has a sense of a routine. He would love to meet anybody, so you can come back here, play with him a little bit, interact with him, see if he's going to be a good fit for your home, and then from there you can adopt him. If you're interested in meeting or adopting Pig, you can stop by the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Our hours are from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with the exception of closing from 1:30 to 2:30 for quiet hours for our pets and staff.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hi, I'm Chuck Dronan, Managing Member at Eplodolin Retirement and Assisted Living. It's been a tough year for all of us, but especially for those working and living in senior care facilities. Over the course of these many difficult months, our staff at Eplodolin has been vigilant in adhering to federal and state guidelines to protect and assure the safety of our residents and their caregivers. If you're in need of assisted living for a loved one, give us a call at Eplodolin. We're here for you.
Introducing Alpine Airman. Because every home needs a superhero to eliminate poor indoor air quality, send inefficient operating equipment packing, and cut high energy bills down to size. For heating or cooling and equipment replacement, turn to the experts and the superheroes at Carrier and Alpine Air. We offer the best deals on high-efficiency Carrier products, along with friendly, knowledgeable service and incredible savings to fit your budget.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino is the perfect place to meet in East Wenatchee. The Old West theme takes you back in time with casino gambling and poker table. And now you can play the best games on or off the tables. Stop by and check out the new game room. All your favorite games and extended late night hours makes the Clearwater your best bet for a great time. And if time slips away having so much fun, stay the night next door at the Cedars Inn. It's all here nightly at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino in East Wenatchee.
The new Hummer EV is everything you want in an all-electric vehicle. It's powerful, reliable, comfortable, and will take you anywhere you want to go, on-road or off. Why buy one of those lesser EVs when you can have one that uses them for traction? Order your Hummer pickup or SUV today from Sangster Motors, batteries included.
Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, for some time I've criticized some Christians and a church or two for some of their stances and practices, and I've been rebuked by other believers who accuse me of being divisive, and I've been lectured that I should only be supportive and promote unity. I'm also told that it's unchristian to be critical. Well, I have to wonder if some of those people have ever read the Apostle Paul's letters in the New Testament or some of the Old Testament prophets. Not in any way that I'm comparing myself to them, God forbid. Oh, gosh. But I think you get my point. And Jesus, the guy we're all saying we're following, now, who is it that he criticized? This is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
Are you worried about eviction? If you've received threats or notices of eviction from your landlord, you may qualify for help. Low-income Washington residents facing eviction have the right to free legal counsel regardless of your immigration status. Access to legal help in an eviction is your right. Don't wait. Call the Eviction Defense Hotline today.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from Localtel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from Localtel lets you decide when shows begin.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
Summertime is almost here, and that means that Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball is right around the corner. Come spend your summer nights at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium and root on the Apple Sox. Apple Sox baseball is family-friendly and affordable, with tickets starting as low as $7. Come on out to opening day on June 6th, sponsored by Ag Supply, as the Apple Sox open up a 7-game homestand to begin the summer. Wenatchee Apple Sox baseball, celebrating summer one inning at a time.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're on the stage here of the Snowy Owl Theater on the campus of the Icicle Center for the Arts, one of the great pieces of real estate anywhere in North Central Washington. You come onto this campus and you already feel creative, and then you come into this beautiful Snowy Owl Theater, and then the creative juices really get flowing, and that's going to be the case this weekend with Rhona Barron and yet another production of Dangerous Women. It is back. Rhona was on the show about a month ago to give us a little teaser, and now it's time. It's time to do a show, Rhona.
Whew, it's time to do a show, Dan. Yeah, we were talking before about the art show that was at Lamolo. And this time around, the art show was a preview of what's going to happen on stage here for our 4th Dangerous Women production called Unsettled. And Unsettled tackles the history of this part of the state, and Washington too a bit, through the eyes of both the pioneer women and indigenous women. So there was on one hand, it was a settling, on another hand, it was an unsettling. And we've been working to put this show together for 2+ years, and we've managed to be thankfully partnered with folks from the women from the Colville Confederated Tribes, the reservation. So we're very, very excited about the scope and the depth of this show.
2.5 years of prep, 2 years of prep. Are you ready?
No. I mean, you know, now that we're on stage, and here we are, you can see some of our set behind us, and everything is coming together. I just want to keep editing until we get it perfect. So in the sense that the scenes are ready to go, we have a fabulous cast, we have amazing talent, all that stuff is ready. But I still look at it and go, oh man, we could tell that story a little better if we did this or we did that.
That's the creative director's prerogative, but eventually you got to let the baby go. Yeah, you got to. Go. For the uninitiated, folks are going to fork over their money and come and sit here in the Snowy Owl Theater and watch this production. What can they expect in a nutshell?
This show is really hard to put together because it's so diverse. And the way we Western folks view history is so different than how Indigenous people view history. So what you can expect is to be a bit unsettled, as the moon is the narrator of the production. The moon is a feminine icon, a mysterious icon, and she appears seasonally to introduce the scenes that follow, and she's immersed in nature. And then between the moon doing her narration, you'll see scenes that fit that season. And it could be anything from, yes, we have rapping. I'm not doing it this year, but we have it. To song and dance, to storytelling, straight ahead theater, instrumentation. I mean, there's tons of art forms on stage. Dance.
Introduce your friend to your left there. She is first of all, she's a stunning woman, and she plays a significant role in this production. When you were talking about bringing the story of the indigenous people in this area to your production, introduce Stacy to
Yeah, so Stacy I just got to know through this show. And when we first introduced her to what we were doing, she's like, I'll just stay back and watch. And she's become instrumental. So this is Stacy Coronado, and she is a counselor at Pasco Sherman Indian School. And she's involved in the show in various ways. She's become key to us. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome, Rhona. My role in this show, I became involved because of the name Dangerous Women. My first statement to Rhona was that I descend from many dangerous women. I'm here because I had dangerous women that were brave enough and smart enough to make a future for myself. And my work at Pasco Sherman Indian School, former St. Mary's Mission, is to also clear a path for the future generations of my tribal children.
Are they, as each generation passes, Stacy, are you a little worried that they're going to get further and further from their cultural roots and their past and their...
Not as long as there are women, and there are many in my tribe like myself, who have a strong, passionate belief in the most valuable thing we have in natural resources is our children.
Amen to that. I cannot disagree with that statement at all. This isn't all peaches and cream, Rhona. There's some pretty serious stuff going on here. Specifically, how the white man kind of culturally killed, or did their very best to kill, the very culture that made Stacy and her people what they are today. We done bad to them, and that story is told.
Yeah, we do tell that in the show. I mean, the show is a variety of things. It's not all serious, but the story of Indian boarding schools is so important that I understood, as I got to know the cast members over the 2-year period, that was a story we needed to try to tell. And we went round and round about the best way to do it, and finally came up with a way to collaborate about it.
Very deep emotional work. I am a third-generation boarding school survivor, for lack of better words. My experience in boarding school wasn't as traumatic as my grandfather and my grandmother and my mother's experiences. And my story is pretty common. I share it with many, many of other tribes across the United States.
It's been in the news quite a bit lately. Discoveries are being made, mass graves. Some of the stuff is just, it's horrendous. Some of the things that I've discovered just in the last couple of weeks.
Well, just to give you a basic background, in the late 1800s, Indian boarding schools were put in place, and the idea at the time was, and the saying at the time was, kill the Indian, save the man, meaning to culturally erase what the indigenous people believed, how they ate, how they dressed. I mean, you name it, it was supposed to go away. And they realized that they had to do that through the children because the adults were they just wouldn't budge on their culture. And then that became law in the early 1900s, I believe. So that's what we're tackling, that history.
Is there anger? Is it hard to... I mean, if I were you, I'd be pretty ticked off, quite frankly. I mean, is there anger, and is it difficult to not pass that anger down to the next generation? They need to understand what happened, but I mean, I'd be pretty upset.
I think that I don't come from a place of anger. I come from a place of resiliency. Everything that I know, everything that's been passed down from me was passed down despite all of the adversity and all of the reasons why it shouldn't have been. And with that, that's what I'll pass down. So in terms of looking at it, I guess from a American perspective about inheritance, this is what I will pass to my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren. This is their inheritance, my language, my culture, my beliefs, my spiritual beliefs.
And this isn't, this is the real deal. This isn't some cosmetic deal. First of all, the regalia you're wearing is proof of that, and the tule mat behind us. This is all part of it, isn't it? Talk about that. Go ahead, both of you, if you don't mind.
Well, you talk about the tule mats.
The tule mat behind us, the tule mats behind us were borrowed from the OMAC Language Preservation Program. The OMAC Language Preservation Program has in it elders. One of the elders, Elaine Emerson, helped to gather and make the tule mat. The process of gathering the tools just to make the tule mat itself always starts with a prayer. Everything we do starts with a prayer. And we gather it at a certain time, and then we put the tule mat together. Everything we do is a process. This is a process of weaving. Weaving has been passed down from generation to generation. So this is part of, I guess this is proof of our culture still existing, again, despite it being attacked. We still know how to do these things. We still know how to make dresses, how to make hats. The hat I'm wearing is also a woven hat by a friend of mine that is now passed. And when I talked about inheritance, this is an inheritance.
When Rhona got a hold of you, you said, I don't think so, and now here you are. What changed from that first contact to this weekend?
What changed was the importance of the message. The message that this educational presentation will give to the community is the first time that the voices of Indigenous women are being heard. It's our story. It's from our eyes, from our mouths, from our hearts that Rhona did the writing. The women are doing the music, the cello, the guitar. They all listen to our story, and that's how this program was developed.
Where did you find the stories? When it came to actually putting all this together, putting words on paper, what was your source material? It didn't come out of the air. Where did it come from?
Well, for this particular scene, which again is only one scene of 14 scenes, we just did a lot of historical research. And Susan Butrell has been our historian, and she was one of the founders of Dangerous Women. And she did a ton of research. And there are all these points in history and dates in history where something happened in terms of laws or intercession into the lives of Indigenous people. So we chose the ones that we thought were important, working with our Indigenous partners. And then I wrote them up, and they were reviewed and sent back. And, we just got to a place we were really comfortable. And in that particular scene, as we've done in other Dangerous Women shows, we're going to have I'm looking at the maybe 20-foot tall images from history during that scene. So it's going to be really powerful. But again, I want to stress what Stacy said.
Please.
Because I was angry and upset. It's been a hard scene for me to write because it's very traumatic. And the Indigenous women said to us, look, it's not about that. It's about that we've survived. It's about that we are here. It's about that we are strong, that we are resilient. And so this show isn't a downer in that sense. Mm-hmm. It gives information, but we also celebrate the other part.
Yeah, I've learned something already because I'm mad and I had nothing to do with it. So now I'm under. It's starting to soak in. Mm-hmm. I haven't even seen the show, and now I'm getting a little something out of it. Let's get back to the nuts and bolts. Dates, times, website, tickets. Let's get some folks in here, Rhona.
Okay.
Take it.
All right. Let's see. So the shows are Friday and Saturday this week, the 20th and 21st. The tickets are selling well, but they're not sold out yet. So I think there's more tickets Saturday night right now, actually. And the theater, you don't buy a seat, a particular seat, you just buy a ticket and then you're seated when you come. The presentation starts at the show starts at 7:30. It's here on the Icicle Creek Center for the Arts campus. For students under 18 or 18 and under, it's $15. It's $26 if you buy a solo ticket. It's $24 if you buy a pair. And we never could have done this show without money from the National Endowment for the Arts, without Arts Washington from Olympia helping us, the Icicle Fund, the City of Leavenworth. This is a very ambitious production that needed quite a bit of funding to bring it to the stage. So we're real excited about it.
You want to do this again? Do you? A lot of people. Do you have the acting bug? Do you want? I mean, you're not really acting in that sense, but do you want to come up and be on stage again and do more something like this?
I have no idea. I started off as somebody's driver, and here I am.
Oh.
Well, we have fun too. I mean, there's a whole other side of this, is that we formed some great friendships.
Yeah.
And I want to point out, because you can probably see it
Please
back
do.
there.
Well, we're almost out of time, so go ahead.
Moon Mountain is back there, and Sherry Hagopian is the moon, and she's going to rise, meaning standing at the top of those peaks. And so the narrator is going to be up in the air like that. And I'd like to thank the great tech folks that we'll have, Eric Frank directing tech. The images, the music, the sounds, it's going to be fantastic. I'm very excited about the show.
Well, after 2 years of labor, it's time to give birth to the baby. So let's do it. Let's make it happen. Stacy, enjoy yourself. I really enjoyed meeting you. I really did.
Nice meeting you too.
Yeah. And Rhona, as usual, have a great show.
Thank you.
Yeah. And it's always good to see you.
Yeah,
and
you too.
It was great to come up to Leavenworth too.
Yeah, nice. We'll have to do this again.
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about my hair. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The Lake Chelan Rotary Club invites you to experience the newly expanded Cycle Chelan, held June 25th, 2022. Pick your thrill from 4 rides: the Century Challenge, Cycle Divino, the Lake Loop, or the Butte Blast. All profits from Cycle Chelan are used to support student scholarships of the Lake Chelan Rotary Club. Cycle Chelan 2022. Pick your thrill today.
The workforce and career programs at Wenatchee Valley College are for you. The programs we offer are high demand, so you can kickstart your career and get connected to industry experts. With dedicated instructors and financial support available, we're behind you every step of the way. Are you ready for something new? Find your next career at Wenatchee Valley College. We have options for learners like you.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Couple of minutes left of the program here on a Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Eric Granstrom filling in for Dan Kuntz. I could be back tomorrow. We'll see about that. There is this bug that's going around right now, and I'm sure maybe you know of someone who has been afflicted by it in the last week or so. So we're hoping this is a 24-hour thing for Dan, but we'll see about that. Now, as far as the show today and tomorrow, thanks again to Rhona Barron and to Stacy Coronado for joining us, talking about Dangerous Women happening up in Leavenworth at the Snowy Owl Theater this weekend. Find it online for more information about that. You can find it on our website too, I'm sure, with the Wake Up Wenatchee Valley page. Coming up tomorrow, Dan also, while he was in Leavenworth, had a chance to talk with the birder folks at Wenatchee River Institute. We'll have that for you coming up tomorrow as well. Now, as far as the forecast is concerned, first of all, the National Weather Service is saying, yeah, snow in the mountains, gang. Look at that. Stevens Pass, 3 to 6 inches of snow this morning. Washington Pass up on Highway 20, 4 to 7 inches of snow, maybe some snow as well for Blewett and for Loop Loop. Goodness gracious. Just be careful if you're traveling in the higher elevations. Yes, it is the 19th of May, believe it or not, but snow in the mountains today. Now, as far as our neck of the woods, we're looking at sunny and breezy conditions again today. Not the wind warning like we had yesterday, but we still could see gusts up to 30 miles an hour. 61 our expected high today for Wenatchee. 43 the overnight low. See, what's happening is that we've got a system moving in that's coming off the coast, going to sweep in across the state and give us a chance of showers, maybe even thunder showers overnight on Friday night and into Saturday morning. Before that, we'll have sunny skies tomorrow. Again, breezy winds, 67 for the high. There you see warming up, so we're getting some warmer airflow in, and that warmer airflow trapping the colder air underneath. That's what's causing the problem. So there you go with your forecast. Thanks for joining us for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. See you again soon.